Well, welcome, healthcare economics students. Okay, long delayed, much overdue video touch base with you guys. So we've reached really that midpoint of the course, modules 4 and 5. I wanted to go over a few things, and we're going to be changing a few things in the syllabus. Hopefully changes for the better as we kind of wind down in the second half of this course. So, all right, the first thing you'll notice that directly below this news posting was a notice that we are dropping the lowest quiz grade. So, what I'm going to do at the end of the course, I'm simply going to throw out that lowest grade, and it will not count against you in your overall totals. For those of you that have done well for the quizzes, and there are a few of you that have consistently gotten very good grades on the quizzes. I know they are difficult, but if you wanted to, you could actually take a quiz off and draw a 0. Again, up to you. I'm simply going to look at the quizzes, see what the lowest one is, and drop that from your totals. So you use whatever strategy works out for you. Also, what we're going to be doing, and I've talked to many of you through email or text chat or over the phone, and I've mentioned this to quite a few folks, but we are going to have a extra credit opportunity. So probably very shortly after I post this, I'll post an opportunity for you to earn some extra credit. Most students do not need the extra credit to lock in the grade that they want, but if you feel that you need it, please go ahead and do that. The extra credit will be due by Sunday at midnight of the last day, the last module of the course. So you got plenty of time to do it if you want. Again, most students don't need the extra points. By the time you get to module 8, you pretty much have locked in the grade that you want. But it's there if need be, if you do need those extra points. So look for that extra credit assignment coming probably later on tonight. Okay, so looking at my notes here, we're dropping lowest quiz grade. Another note I have in here, there is an assignment that has a point value to it. It is the mid-course conference. Those of you that have me for the finance class or of other classes in the past, I do like to have these conferences. Right now with scheduling being pretty darn tight for me, I am going to make these mid-course conferences optional. So we're just going to take those out. There will be no point value assigned to it. But if you do need to talk to me, please send me an email, and I'll be happy to schedule something with you. My best days are usually, not always, but right now it seems like Tuesdays and Fridays tend to be my best days. But send me an email if you would like to touch base, especially as we have the MoveNote presentation coming up. Now, a little bit about MoveNote. First of all, I am going to move the due date of MoveNote until Module 6. Okay, so you do not need to turn in your MoveNote. Basically, you give me a link of your produced MoveNote presentation until Module 6. A little bit smaller class here. We're not up to 25 students. And I'm going to break you up into some viewing groups in modules 7 and 8. So you can then pick a few MoveNotes to view of your fellow classmates, and then you'll do a peer evaluation. But the big takeaway here is MoveNote will not be due. I think we were scheduled to have that due in Module 5. Take an extra week. We're going to have that due in Module 6. Okay, so at the end of Module 6, MoveNote will be due. If you noticed, a few weeks ago, I did put a link. It's like a module. If you look in the navigation bar on the left-hand side where it lists all the modules, if you notice there's an assignment module that says MoveNote in there. Click on that if you haven't done so already and look at that. What you'll have is a couple of areas. One will be MoveNote tutorials. If you haven't viewed those, please go ahead and view them. The tutorials will cover kind of production things. What kind of microphone, or how do I do my sound? How do I do lights? How do I do camera? Those will be covered in there, just some basics so we can watch your presentation and not be too distracted by poor production values. You can at least have some decent production values in there. And that's really the key to this, not to have anything distracting. So we can focus on you and what you're talking about. There's also a tutorial on MoveNote itself, which is pretty simple to use, but there is a slight learning curve. So please watch that MoveNote tutorial. As I have talked to a few of you, do a practice MoveNote. Make up a little PowerPoint slide, make a couple not serious slides upload them to YouTube, put your narration and video on there, see how it sounds and looks before you do the real thing and you're kind of in a high consequence situation and trying to get an assignment done. So do play with MoveNote first. Again, I recommend that you'd use the MoveNote application. The link is located, you can just go to movenote.com, but it's also located in that MoveNote area, that kind of assignment area. But you simply go to movenote.com. Some of you have already explored around and you've noticed that there's MoveNote for your phone, iOS or Android. You could try that. My recommendation, though, I've tried it with my iPhone and it was a little difficult. So I prefer the laptop version with a laptop camera and a little microphone, and I think it works a little bit better that way. So MoveNote, play with it, experiment, and see how that works for you. There's also a tutorial on PowerPoint on what a decent PowerPoint should look like. So again, it's not too distracting in its negative qualities. Unfortunately, as human beings, we seem to focus on the negatives of things, especially when you put it on camera and you are looking at a camera and you go, wow, he's got this check shirt on today, or what it might be. The smallest things people will focus on, and you really want to avoid that. And this will give you some PowerPoint basics that makes your slides maybe look a little bit cleaner and simpler, and actually might save you some time, because the easier, simpler slides tend to be the best. So, all right. Also in that same MoveNote area, there is the grading rubric, so you'll know how you'll be graded. A small portion of your grade will be based on peer evaluations. And there's also a link to download what that peer evaluation looks like. So you'll be doing a peer evaluation on others. I'll assemble those. I'll apply that to your overall MoveNote grade. And there you go. Early on, I think it was Module 2, you submitted your MoveNote topics. In general, I did not see any issues with your MoveNote topics. If I did see something maybe where it didn't apply to economics and healthcare, I did make a note in there on the feedback that, really try to work in the healthcare portion of this. So a few of you were focusing more on pure economic factors, but what you have to do is find something, economics and healthcare, pretty big area, should be able to find something, link them together, and you shouldn't have any problem. If you have any questions at this point as far as what your MoveNote topic is, that is a great thing for you to maybe use that mid-course conference. If you need it, let's do it. Let's talk about it. I want to make sure that you're okay with the topic. Again, I want to say 95% of you had topics that were very interesting, and I'm looking very forward to it. There were a few of you that had topics that really weren't related to economics and healthcare together. So go back. If you think you're one of those people, go back, check the feedback, and see if you could maybe tweak your topic up a little bit. All right, so looking at my notes, dropped quiz, no mid-course conferences, totally optional, don't need to worry about that. MoveNote presentation coming up, not this module, but in Module 6. I think that pretty much covers it. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to text message me. I think we are pretty much all set with the changes that will go on towards the remaining end of this course. So, but again, if I was unclear about something, which I occasionally am, please feel free to either give me a call or send me a text, and I'll try to clear it up for the group. And as always, thank you for watching.